There was a point in time where Eric Esch used to have to diet to make 400 pounds on fight night during his very early career. He'd eat nothing but chicken and butter beans. In doing so, his legendary nickname was born.
Oh, right, he goes down. Tremendous right by Butterbean.
Nothing about the career of Butterbean makes sense. This giant man was called the king of the 4-round fight. He even KO'd a referee by accident and still managed to win the bout. And if his shots landed, it didn't matter how good your chin was.
Right hand, left hand, down goes Jagan, hits his head hard, fight is over.
In his first 70 fights, he had 65 wins, 2 losses, and 3 draws. And his highlight reel is the stuff of legend. Remember, if you want to help support the channel, be sure to use your hype feature. A 4-fight win streak brought Eric Esch face-to-face with George Clark in his 24th fight as a pro.
All right, remember the 3 knockdown. Well, look at Butterbean. Look at the bean walk across the ring.
It means business tonight.
Good right hand by Butterbean. Clark trying to fight back. That's it. Clark is down and out of the ring. Fight is over. And for the first time tonight, the crowd has a chance to stand and cheer. And now here comes Butterbean walking across the ring. Good body shot. Missed that one to the head. Going to go to the body again. Those are booming body shots, and there's the finisher. That one to the head really straightened up Clark, and he was about finished there. And finally, Butterbean just overpowering. Look at his eyes roll up. This man is going down. These were several clean punches, Gabriel.
He was throwing good punches, Rich. He was. He was connecting, landing the punches too.
That was quite a flurry by Butterbean. He's the knockout winner in the first round once again.
Rich, he looked good. He looked good doing it.
That last knockdown was a tough one for George Clark. He went flying out of the ring, and referee Toby Gibson called a halt to the proceedings right then.
The brutal power of Butterbean was simply too much for Clark to deal with, and like so many others, he couldn't even last 2 minutes. Adam Sutton was a 7-fight veteran who had one simple mission in this fight: survive. But would he make it out of the opening exchanges unscathed?
Esch is out of Alabama. Down goes Butterbean. A rather shocking development to the fans here in attendance. Let's go back to the first round action now. Let's see if it was in fact a knockdown. There's the jab and a bit of a push, but nonetheless it is a punch, and down goes Butterbean. He went. Good right hand by Butterbean. Good left hand by Butterbean. Sutton in trouble along the ropes. Throwing everything he's got. He comes in with an uppercut every now and then, which is probably a pretty good weapon with those arms up at each side. Sutton's going to have to answer back with something here. He's got to throw some punches back, or Toby Gibson could step in and stop the fight. Butterbean unloading his... Seems to have worn himself out with that huge flurry, but there's a right hand. That grazed the face of Sutton. 4-4 in the heavyweight ranks. Butterbean with a big right hand. Butterbean in the Stars and Stripes was down in the first round. Record come to a halt tonight. Adam Sutton having things his own way in this third round, using a jab and lateral movement. But Butterbean, right hand by Butterbean, followed by a left. That got Sutton into some trouble. Butterbean trying to pour it on. In the ropes. Butterbean still throwing punches. Now he opens up again as the round and the fight comes to an end.
In the end, Sutton was one of the few to escape in one piece, dropping the judge's decision, but avoiding the KO. Pat Jackson had only ever fought 2 times as a pro, and they were tasking him with fighting this human mountain. Turns out, this fight would be a lot more memorable than people expected.
Some swelling starts. And there is a little blood trickling also. We're in round 2. And they told Butterbean in between rounds, Murray Sutherland said, our host, we have a nice crowd here tonight. Very good crowd. And they are into this fight. Good right by Butterbean. He may have hurt Jackson.
Is the stamina of Jackson, which is non-existent. He's a target. Terry Wood better be very...
Well, they didn't find somebody who was stationary, but they're Jackson landing right hands. Not much behind that. He just reaches out to hold on. Good body work by Butterbean. That's a good idea by him, no?
Try a left hook to the body, then go upstairs. Now he's uppercutting.
The interesting thing, Dave, is he hasn't really hurt Jackson that much with these punches. It's just that Jackson is tired.
Well, now he's throwing the tough man type punches. They told him, get inside, just get the hands moving. Should have been scheduled for 3.
Yeah, thank you. We will return for more here in Kenner, Louisiana. Stay with us.
Unfortunately, he walks into the best punch of the fight. At the end of the round, he's separating the fighters. And referees cannot protect themselves at all times the way fighters do it. We've seen referees get hit in the past. That might be one of the most dramatic shots he walked into. Boy, that's combat pay, right?
In the end, not only did Butterbean knock out the referee, but he also got the win, marking a truly bizarre chapter in his career. Next up for Butterbean was the supremely athletic-looking Louis Monaco, although all the muscles in the world wouldn't help him against the sledgehammer who stood in front of him.
I think you're safe in assuming that. There is Butterbean. He will race across the ring and attempt to get Monaco down quickly, and by golly, but he raced out quickly, didn't he?
And I don't think we'll be seeing the boxer types matched against him. So there's the right hand. Butterbean may end up having some longer tough man fights than this one here.
Monaco trying to work the jab on the inside. He busted Butterbean with a pretty good uppercut there. And Monaco is built quite well. You can see he's got a bodybuilder's physique. Just the opposite of Butterbean. He lands a good right hand. Oh, there goes Monaco. Second knockdown in this round. Monaco, not a skilled boxer, as you can see, leading with the right hand there.
1, 2, let's go. Come on. 1, 2, yeah.
Good night.
There goes Monaco. And I mean, there he goes. Well, that does it for this fight. Butterbean gets the job done.
He threw 3 right hands and got 3 knockdowns. Into the fight, and good night with that. And all along, we didn't see any combinations from Butterbean. We saw him load up.
We never see combinations.
And I suspect that we will see opponents with a higher skill level in some subsequent fights.
Yeah, I'm sure they're working toward that.
But you do see what happens when he gets a clear shot. It's home run derby.
He's a big, strong man. I mean, there's no question about that. And if he hits you on the chin...
Yet another brutal addition to Butterbean's growing highlight reel. But Butterbean's first ever loss as a pro fighter was just around the corner, and it would come against a very unlikely opponent, a guy who had won only a single one of his last 6 bouts.
Here we go, round 2 at the Garden.
A butter knife at that.
A butter knife, very good. Butterbean still getting hit. Bob Arum, the promoter of Top Rank, calls him the heavyweight king of the 4-rounders. Well, he's got a couple more rounds to show what he's got. This is a 4-round fight. Heavyweights. Eric Butterbean Esch in the red, white, and blue trunks getting tattooed by Mitch Rose from Brooklyn. Big right hand by Mitch Rose. And Green gets hit. Butterbean gets hit with a left. There's the uppercut you talked about. Butterbean's on his feet. Might be time to stop this. The referee stopped the fight. Here's Butterbean getting tattooed by Mitch Rose. Right hands down the pipe. Butterbean just staggers back from the left, and here's what he gets against the rope, buddy.
When you come to New York, you got to be able to fight. Nicknames don't help you in New York.
That's right. You can do without the nickname if you can fight, but Butterbean, he takes a punch, but that's not what you want to bring to the game. If your #1 asset is taking a punch, in the wrong line of business. There's that uppercut.
I told you.
Even you could see that opening.
Oh, yeah.
Butterbean has no head movement, just getting teed off.
The winner by KO victory from Brooklyn, New York, his second pro victory, Mitchell Rose.
Butterbean would pick himself back up though, and go on to have his greatest run ever. The next challenge for Butterbean was William Harris, and it would take him a lot longer than expected to get the job done.
The easiest target on him. And people spend too much time trying to jab him and stand the outside.
It's because Harris, he's moving so much that he can't really land a good shot. But right now, I believe he did. But, you know.
Ever considered a pro career yourself in boxing? Action from round 2. Pretty good jab there by the Bean. The fans for the coordinated dinner. Harris nearly came through and right on top of us there. Halfway through round 4, and this could be a real... And Jose Colbian stops the fight. Oh, wow, with 10 seconds to go in the bout. Appointment for Will Harris. Let's take a look at this, guys, and see what you think. Harris fatigued. Some punches there definitely coming in from Butterbean.
Sure, it took him 4 rounds, but the result was the same. Sean Jagan came into this fight with a pretty decent 6-2 record, even though he was coming off a loss, but he was giving up over 120 pounds in weight to his opponent.
Jagan shaken up by a left hook by Bean. Good right hand by Butterbean. Have you ever seen a greater disparity in the look of two fighters' bodies? And Bean is opening up. Jagan trying to answer back. Jagan, although he's had 8 fights, he just turned pro this year. This is his 9th professional bout this year. He eats a left hook there and is definitely in some trouble. This round obviously seeming very long to Sean Jagan now. Out of Overland Park, Kansas, and he may want to take the first plane back to Kansas tonight. 6, 7, 8. Mandatory 8 count is told off by J80. Here in the bout, Butterbean coming forward, was beginning to get to Jagan about midway through the round, shook him up with that combination there, left and then the right. Jagan basically went down of his own volition there, I think, to get away from the punches. And Jagan in trouble. As you can see, there's that left-right combination again. That's the one basically that sent him down. That last left was hardly necessary. Here comes Butterbean in. Good right hand, left hand, down goes Jagan, hits his head hard. Fight is over. And Butterbean has returned to the ring wars with a first round KO. Right hand to the body, followed up with a right hand to the head. Combination left and right, down goes Jagan, hits his head very hard on the canvas. It's a good combination by Butterbean. All those punches landed. Look at the right hand. Look at again the left-right combination. Down went the kid.
Butterbean was clearly starting to find his momentum again. The unbeaten Kurt Allen was next up, as he attempted to force this gargantuan hype train off its tracks. Would his 5-fight win streak give him the confidence he needed to spring the upset?
Butterbean in the tough man contest, so he saw Butterbean when he was much younger as an infant in this fighting game. There's a good right hand from Butterbean and another one from Butterbean, and that's where the Bean is so good. Yeah, these are not sharp, quick, fast shots.
Oh, good right hand by Butterbean. That one stung Kurt Allen.
Bean really putting his weight in these punches now. There's a good combination from Allen.
But Allen's landing all the shots in there, except for that right. Oh, look out. There goes Butterbean. Allen in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Bean is throwing his body into it.
Allen doing everything he can to stay on his feet.
Listen to this crowd reaction. As Eric Esch, Butterbean goes to work, he's got Allen between the ropes, in trouble. J80 gets between the two and stops the fight.
Wow.
Not the easiest of victories for Butterbean. He had some problems for 2.5 rounds, but then when he got his man cornered.
Kurt Allen would I think, disagree with that. When he had Allen hurt, Butterbean really poured it on. See him pick up the pace here, really pushing forward with his punches. He thought he had Allen out there, and he hit him a few more times. J80 said, that's enough, that's enough. I don't like the way that Allen's reacting. Allen wobbled a few times back to the ropes. The only thing keeping him up with the ropes. And when that happens in boxing, the referees are supposed to stop the fight, just like Nady did.
He couldn't escape. He couldn't get out of that corner. He was just trapped. The Bean's got too much mass in front of him to get away. There was no escape route.
Right, getting away from the Bean, you can't circle him because he's so big. Once you circle him, you're on the other side of the ropes. You're at the other corner. That's all.
In the end, Butterbean was simply too much for him, and he met the same fate as the rest. Fight number 28 of his career saw Eric Esch take on the sturdy 235-pound Nick Phillips, a man who would not go down without a fight.
Deep breath, tries to throw back.
All right, step back.
And the end of round, Phillips in 1989. He's done some kickboxing since 1991, an intercontinental kickboxing champion.
Up nice and high. Just walk right into him. Keep your hands up nice and high. Walk right into him. Once he's done 2 or 3 punches, watch the elbows, okay?
David, he just doesn't have too much left.
Keep your hands free if you
Again,
want to punch.
pushing that big guy around can tie you out.
Heads banged together moments ago, dangerously.
All right, step back and break clean. Come on, step back and break clean. Deep breaths, some deep breaths, get out. Okay, right? Deep breaths, right? Yeah. Look at me. See the water ball. He's tired already. Oh my. Water ball? I know, it's okay. But he's tired, he's ducking now. Uppercut, left hooks. Jabbing, that's all you do is jabbing, straight right.
Up longer than 4. That was a 6-rounder in March of 1995.
And here's some of that movement you were talking about. Not very fast, David. Phillips did at least step over to his right, move a little bit, and he's trying to move again now. There he is.
And if he could throw the jab while he was doing it, he'd find that the angles were there and he wouldn't get the counter. But also, Gil, as you said, he is tired.
Both fighters are tired. And again, Butterbean now is going to have to use that strength more than anything else because he's lost the snap in his punch as well.
I thought Butterbean landed a solid right to the body, Gil. Really.
In the end, sure, he made it to the judges' scorecards, but that was just about the only moral victory he could take home with him. Ken Woods was next up for Butterbean, in a fight that was more about the question of how long Woods could last once the bell rang.
Here we go, big super heavyweight clash. Kenny Woods at the right side. And as you can plainly see, Butterbean. Oh, good left by Butterbean. He rocks him right off the bat. Approximately 113-pound weight advantage.
That makes a big difference.
Good left jab by Woods. And he's ducking away from Butterbean a little bit more now.
Well, I'm sure his strategy is to try to keep away, keep his jab out there, and keep Butterbean off of him. He's having a little success, not a whole lot, but he's doing okay so far. I think he can take you out with either one.
Oh, good left hook.
He got a running start on that one.
Butterbean took the first round rather handily. And he scores with the left. There's Woods with a good right. Well, Woods doesn't care about Butterbean's popularity, not tonight anyway. Oh, from right, he goes down. Tremendous right by Butterbean. Whoa, tremendous right.
He hit his head on the mat very hard.
Look at it from 3 different angles. Look at that. The left chin, left side of the chin. He went down.
Overhand right.
Look at this.
Right over the top, right on the chin.
Oh, and his head went smashing to the canvas as well. Look at this angle, best angle of the 3. Watch this. Lights out. Tremendous power from the 333-pounder. Butterbean.
Yet another scalp for Butterbean's collection as he moved on to the next challenge. With the IBA Super Heavyweight title on the line, Butterbean took on the 255-pound Ed White. He was no pushover either. White had won his last 4 on the trot.
Ed White starts him off with a good jab though, Rich.
Yeah, and a good corking right hand by White. He lands another one, and now Bean starts unloading on Ed White, and he landed a very good body shot. His real name, by the way, is Eric Esch. He was not born Butterbean. Nice left hook by Butterbean. He got in close that time and was able to get within punching range. get that left hook off. Good left hook by Butterbean. Now he tries to follow it up. White actually took it very well, though. And now he gets clocked another left hook, and the Bean coming forward and encouraged by the fans. Bean trying to suddenly punch him, and he does there with a right hand, and down goes White, and down goes Joe Cortez, the referee.
Butterbean comes with that big left hook. White a bit off balance here as he begins to retreat, and there's the left hook again by Butterbean. He was throwing it at will here. White not able to fend it off. A right, which stunned him first, and then the left sort of pushed him into the ropes.
Butterbean comes right to him. Left hook by Butterbean, trying to finish him with left hooks. White in real trouble. Crowd is roaring. Left-right combination. White is down and out of the ring. Fight is over. And another cut developed on the face of Butterbean beside.
Well, once again, he gives us everything we want. Here we go to the end of the fight. Another big left. Butterbean pressing the attack. Not much that White can do here. He seems to be perhaps out on his feet at this point. The right hand and then the left. Cortez jumps in. White out of the ring, and that's the end of the fight. We see it again from a different angle. Butterbean all over his man. Big left, bigger right, the left again, and Ed White is down. And he is out.
He didn't quite score the first round knockout, but the result was inevitable. After their first fight went to a draw, Butterbean crossed paths with Billy Eaton once again. Eaton had the most impressive record of any opponent Butterbean had fought so far, but would it be enough?
Billy got into boxing through the tough man at 21 years old.
Big shot and Butterbean is down. That was a tough man shot. Well, here's how you knock down a house. Wow, and a push to boot. A little bit of everything.
To his shoulders. That's good.
After he goes.
Again, correct. Right?
An explosive start the other way. Bill Eaton better try to parlay his advantage right now because he gives away a lot of weight. And here comes the Bean back at him.
Let's go.
Eaton landing a shot. Now he's in trouble. Here comes the Bean. Eaton coming almost into your living room here.
Victory for Butterbean.
Eaton starting to go at him here. Good action here by Eaton. Butterbean tries to wait and counter.
Butterbean on top of Eaton. Eaton trying to crack him, trying to crack through. A lot of heavy breathing from Bill Eaton. Has a good uppercut, up and over.
Practically assured yourself of at least a draw. Now here comes Eaton again. Question is, he can't get too bold though. May have upset the Bean.
Bill Eaton now cut underneath his left eye also.
And Butterbean pounding away. Do we have a new king of the 4-rounders? Butterbean is shaken. I think Eaton won this fight. Let's see how they call it.
Art Lurie scores the bout 39-36. He has it for Cowboy Bill Eaton. Dwayne Ford scores the bout 38-38. He has it even. Al Lefkowitz scores it 38-38. He has it even. It is a majority draw.
This was a revenge mission, plain and simple, and boy, did Butterbean bring the hammer down. The 6'1" Doug Phillips was next up for Butterbean, and though it might have looked like another KO was on the cards, Phillips would prove more difficult than expected.
Phillips does seem willing. He's standing right in there with the Bean, throwing a few punches. They don't seem to be doing much, but
has an unlimited target to shoot at.
Yeah,
many fights do end.
When he cranks up that right hand and lands it flush, anybody's going to go.
There goes Bean with his roundhouse type attack here. 111 pounds less. He's still in there. Butterbean missing with a big right hand. That fires another shot. Now Phillips is in some trouble, and he's in the corner where he does not want to be.
Back.
Then he fires wide, misses with that, then gets the shoulder in, and this is basically plowing straight ahead. The left hook. Guy's so happy in the corner, as Butterbean was between 3 and 4, telling his corner, let's just have fun. Now they want him to get Doug Phillips out of there.
Come on, work out.
Work out, 2 hands.
Now goes to the body.
Come on, 2 hands, Ray.
Phillips trying to come underneath. Good, right to the body by Butterbean. That one hurt.
Oh, yeah.
That hurt to watch. Now he starts to tee off on Phillips. In the first round, that wasn't before he got hit with those shots. We didn't see it. Now Bean starts to tee off.
That's more like the Bean we know and love. But Phillips punches right back. He's not intimidated.
Even without the KO, Esch was able to add another win to his record, extending his run of form even further. With a spot on an Oscar De La Hoya undercard, the pressure was on Butterbean to show up in a big way. Troy Roberts basically signed his death warrant when he put his name on the contract.
Roberts feels the way to beat Butterbean, and it is the way, is if you can jab and give him some movement. He ended up, I think he in the major tough man contest came in twice second, but was such a hit with the fans that you know, it was almost like he won. Now Roberts is having a pretty good first round here.
King of the 4-rounders, and there are the numbers from round 1, Al.
Good round for Roberts, as we said. A pretty big edge, outlanding Butterbean by 8. So in my mind, I had him at 10-9. Kind of knocked Roberts off balance. And there's one that's a little better. That's Roberts in trouble.
Roberts is hurt. Roberts is real hurt, and Roberts is up. Back to his feet, Joe Cortez, the count of 3.
5, 6, 7, 8. You okay to continue? All right.
The end of this bout, Bean with a overhand right, and he landed a couple of really good ones there. And that one on the, just on the ear where your equilibrium gets affected. Very one-dimensional attack, but it got the job done.
All right, let's go. Here in round 3. Butterbean again. Forearm hurt Roberts. Just like that, Butterbean turns it on and gets his 39th win and his 30th stoppage. The king of the 4-rounders keeps his title.
11 of 16 power shots in this round. There's the forearm you talked about. That's going to hurt. And this was when Roberts was in huge trouble and ultimately was sent to the canvas.
Yeah, Joe Cortez stepped in and stopped it in round number 3. For the official time of the stoppage, as we take one more look at Butterbean, again closing it out. Roberts was hurt against the ropes. Joe Cortez steps in right here and stops it.
More and more people were starting to learn about Butterbean and his unique appeal. Another super heavyweight title defense came next for Butterbean, and another appearance on a De La Hoya undercard.
Butterbean.
5, 6, 7.
On one knee, Graham beats the 10 count to see if he can get him out of there. Big right hand, and that is it. That is probably going to be the end of this fight. It should be. And Jane 80 quickly calls a halt to it. So one thunderous right hand sends Patrick Graham through the ropes.
I'm coming for you,
Tulsa, I do it every year along with him. He's a delightful man to be with. It was actually a jab that put him down. It was the jab. Can you imagine that? A strong jab or a hook, kind of a half hook and half jab by Butterbean that sends Patrick Graham through the ropes. And from any angle, it's just as painful to Patrick Graham.
There was always a market for this kind of fight, and Butterbean was becoming an unlikely star. You might know Peter McNeely for his role in welcoming Mike Tyson back to the ring after his stint in prison. Well, his clash with Butterbean came 4 years later, and as a 49-fight veteran, McNeely had the potential to make this real interesting.
Butterbean easy to hit with the jab or anything else for that matter, but he's already wailing. Peter McNeely is not boxing, that's for sure. He's smothering Butterbean. Right hand and a left by Butterbean doesn't move McNeely. They want McNeely to get off first here. Couple of left hooks sends McNeely back. Gets hit with another left hook by Butterbean. McNeely just standing there, taking a pounding from Butterbean. This one might not go too much longer. And they stop it. With only moments left to go in the first round, Butterbean is the winner. Peter McNeely just didn't do too much toward the end of that first round. Early in the round, McNeely had landed some jabs and a couple of good left hooks, and then Butterbean, I mean, those punches are coming from way far out, and McNeely just couldn't do anything. He's pretty secure, Butterbean, and having this thing well in hand, and after assuring his corner that it was the case, he went about his business to make it happen, and McNeely just didn't offer much at all in terms of offense. And here's where Butterbean closed the show. Jay Nady stepping in. McNeely really not defending himself, and I don't think too much argument can be made. Butterbean continues to throw those roundhouse punches, just about everything landing.
Butterbean very clearly had an extra gear to move up to, and he proved it on this night conclusively. Another title defense was next, against a guy in Tim Burgoon, who was not expected to be a real threat, but appearances can be deceiving, and only time would tell how this fight would actually play out.
Butterbean in the trunks with the American flag and the colors of Mexico. So there it is. Here's the exchanges we're looking for. Butterbean beginning to open up, and again, waving that right hand, and he throws a wild right hand. Butterbean again begins to open up, and I think that hurt Burgoon. Burgoon is knocked out. He goes to a knee. I think that's the end of the fight. I think it was a big right hand that froze Burgoon, and that was it. Burgoon spits out his mouthpiece. He still doesn't know where he is. Shot, and I think it may have been that one that was the end of Burgoon, and right there you see Burgoon covering up. There's a left hook, right hand, left hook again, another right hand, and that would be the end of the night for the Butterbean and Burgoon. We take a look at another angle here. Here it is, a jab followed by a looping overhand right, followed by a left hook, then a digging right hook to the body. And from there, that would signal the end of Burgoon. And Burgoon at that point right there, I think that right hand signaled the end, and some big power shots. Wow, Burgoon.
The result remained the same, a second round KO, and yet another statement from this 320-pound monster. The first fight in a 4-fight series with Kenny Craven was up next, and once again, Butterbean put his super heavyweight title on the line.
To mix it up with the Bean.
I'm surprised he's standing right there with him. I mean, he's not moving. He's just trying to stay within punching range and exchange punches using his own quickness. But this could be disaster.
Yep, and it looks like it's going to be if Bean keeps hitting him against the ropes and landing those shots. But it's creating kind of an, big right hand by. So they worked it close range, good left hook by Butterbean. And that, it's dangerous to be in there because those short little punches by Butterbean are very punishable. Now he's got Craven hurt.
Craven's still fighting back.
Well, a bad strategy error in this round by Ken Craven may have been his undoing. Butterbean whacking him in the corner, and now Craven is in trouble. Still punching back, but I don't know how long this one's going to go. Jay Nady says that's enough. Well, Ken Craven gave it all he could, and some of the fans not happy with the stoppage of that fight. I think it was an appropriate stoppage, though. Ken Craven looked like he was in some trouble.
Butterbean would eventually go an even 2-2 with Craven, and we never got to see fight number 5. George Limburger was one of the most credentialed opponents Butterbean fought, but Eric Esch was ready to make one of the biggest statements of his career.
Well, if you jab against Butterbean, you will land the punch, but people do that for a couple of rounds, and then ultimately, of course, he's fighting.
Oh, it didn't take long. Oh, it didn't take long for Butterbean to score. I don't think he's with us. That's it. He's out.
On his feet, he's out.
I have
Matt, one punch is all it took. One punch.
Butterbean still going after.
He still wants to beat him off.
Because he told him he was going to take care of business.
This wasn't even a contest. Too much power, too much force, a 19-second demolition job. But what do you make of this iconic fan favorite? And who are your favorite combat sports oddities in history? Be sure to let us know in the comments section below.